Alright guys, so I got a quick video here. I want to show you an updated package here from HGLRC. You've seen some of these parts before in previous videos, so I'm going to link those down in the description. But essentially they've sort of repackaged the ESC and flight controller into new stacks. Basically they're moving on from the F4s to the F7s. I think the F4s are still available, but these are both F7s. So they both have these F722 mini flight controllers, which I have a video on previously, so I'm not going to go over this again. It's the same part, they just repackaged this into the stack. So if you're looking for a stack with a 35 amp or 45 amp 32-bit ESC, which is what these two stacks are, and the 722 flight controller, these are the two. So this is the Zeus FD735 over here on the left, and the FD745 here on the right. You've seen the 45 amp ESC before. This one was previously in the F4 stack, so this came in a version with the F4 stack. In fact, they use the same packaging. So if you look here in the back, this says this is an FTF4 mini flight controller. It's actually an F7 flight controller, but this is the same ESC. It's the 45 amp 400 ESC BL32 firmware. Obviously these are 20 by 20 stacks, constant current 45 amps. And this one, I think the burst is 50, but this is the same one from that video. I'll link that as well down in the description. It's just that that one comes with the F4 flight controller instead of the F7, and this is the same 400 ESC 20 by 20 M2 hole, as you can see here, that comes in that video. And the this is the 35 amp version. It comes with a 35 amp ESC, which I don't think I've shown you guys, but it still comes with a 722 mini flight controller in this stack version. But this is what the 35 amp 400 ESC looks like. I don't believe I showed that to you. This is the BL32 version. It's got a shunt there for the current sensor. Obviously it's smaller than the 45 amp version, but that's what it looks like. Looks pretty similar. The way the solder pads are much bigger here on the 45 amp version versus the 35 amp. You have to actually solder to the sides here, so soldering could be a little bit of a more challenge on the 35 amp version. I think the price difference is, the prices vary. I think it's about $10–15 more for the 45 amp version. A lot more capacitors here on the 45 amp version here. Not as much in the 35 amp version. But these should both come with instructions and everything like before. So you get your capacitors here. Let's see, we got a 220 35 volt capacitor if you want to use a smaller setup like a micro, and then you got a bigger here 1000 microfarad 35 volt capacitor if you want to go for a bigger setup. And got again, these instructions here I think are incorrect, because this is obviously for an F4 flight controller, so they should have the instructions for the F7 here. Yeah, this is for the F7, so at least they've included this here for this particular stack. Yeah, but this is this has all the wiring diagrams and everything like that. I covered that in the previous video on the F722. And of course you get all the extra accessories here. So you got an XD30 and an XD60 that isn't wired with the, this is 14 gauge wire there, so you can definitely pump a lot of current through this one. You get a little, you got this little sticker here, a little card. I think that's a reference card for the 722 mini. Yeah, so this is basically the wiring reference for the flight controllers. So you can just line this up. Let's see, where's the USB port? Oh, there's the boot button right there. So it would line up like this. And then that way you can know what those pads are, because those aren't labeled. But obviously you can also refer to the included wiring diagram and instructions here. And of course you get your wiring loom. Goes from the flight controller to the ESC. You get some mounting grommets and some pins, and you get these 4 steel screws, the long screws for mounting on your stack, along with the little block nuts to hold the stack down. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Obviously, I'm not going to go into all the details because those are in the other videos, so I would encourage you to see those. But if you're looking for these ESCs with the F7 in the stack together, these are available now in these 2 SKUs. They're also available with the recently reviewed MT VTX. That's like that really thin VTX. I think it goes up to like 400 milliwatts, I believe. You can get that as well. Those are 2 more SKUs. They didn't send that whole stack because I've already reviewed that VTX as well. I'll link that as well down in the description. So if you're looking for the complete stack with the VTX, those are going to be 2 more SKUs with obviously the 722 flight controller and the 45 amp ESC or the 35 amp ESC. Those are also going to be available if you want a complete stack instead of just the flight controller and ESC combo here that you see. So all those will be linked down in the description. Check those out, and hopefully that should cover everything. Yeah, they seem to HGLRC seems to keep coming out with these sort of incremental like changes to their products, and they have a lot of SKUs and a lot of different combinations of flight controllers and ESCs. So it does get a little bit confusing. So if you guys have any questions or are confused about what goes with what, let me know down in the comments and I'll try and help you out. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.